Päivi, a Finnish artist, and this time I talk about how art can serve two different kind of things. The first is the escape from reality and where we want to be free as a bird. And the second one is a kind of connection, close connection, and where we are more like flowers. Every time I see a bird flying across a landscape, I feel the need to paint something big, dramatic and immersive. Art invites us to fly high and see far, to live the adventurous life of a brave bird. Imagination is our inner bird that wants to experience new things and move forward. When we fly like a bird and pursue great things, it's easy to forget that our core has something small and modest that grounds us to each other. When I was a little girl, I had die cuts in a plastic folder, so images in a pocket. Since I was an animal lover, many pictures were dogs and horses, but there were also flowers. The colorful roses looked so sweet, and the folder was like a bag of eye candy to me. As I grew older, my inner bird became interested in abstract art. But at the same time, it started to bother me how the rich rose baskets of my childhood were painted. Those that were in those pockets, those little roses. European flower arrangements of the 17th and 18th centuries had something in common. The more you look at them, the more they reveal. There must have been something behind all those pretty roses. I believe that we are not only inhabited by an inner bird, but also by inner flowers. At the adventure, the flowers are only seen as passive decorations. But when you get friends with the flowers, you notice that they are active characters who like to get together. The inner bird is a hermit adventurer, but the flowers tell a different story. It's the story that we all share. This togetherness is also what we need as humans. When you are looking for flowers, don't look at your painting like it's a two-dimensional image. For example, if I have a yellow spot here, it means that my flower is this small and this yellow. Oh no! My flower and all the flowers in nature have shadows and light and different tones. So my flower is not just this yellow spot. There's no reason to pick this flower and leave it like this. You can include elements right here around the flower. Even these parts could belong to this flower, even if there's some leaf-like motif here, because leaves can go on top of the flowers. In nature, everything is mixed. I used to think of flower paintings as still lifes, but now I look at them as portraits. The delicacy of flowers makes my inner bird rest and roots me in a comforting life. From the inner bird's point of view, there are always new sceneries to travel, and the world is never enough. But from the flower's point of view, It's always good to look close to one's heart and assure that we are enough. When you create art, sometimes it's adventurous, bird time, and sometimes driven by the need for beauty and comfort. So, flower time. I hope you enjoyed this little story, and I also have a new course called Freely Grown, where we paint flowers. Let's watch the introductory video of this course. Often when we start creating art, it's done by isolating the thing from its environment. For example, we paint a flower on a white background, or we cut pieces from the magazine and glue them in a new order. But I have always been fascinated by art where the environment and its details have a seamless connection, a natural connection. You could also call it atmosphere. I have often asked, what is nature like? What does it look like when something grows freely in its environment? So, not that you cut a flower and put it in a vase, but that you let the flower be born and live in its environment. When a flower is born naturally in its own environment, there's something indescribably delicate about it. When I paint, I try to protect the flower as well as I can. But what a human understands by protection can be foreign to nature. If you compare the beauty of nature and how it first comes to mind to paint, you will notice how much freer nature is from boundaries. In nature, the flowers merge with each other and the colors change little by little. The stems form a grid and the sunlight adds patterns to them. The abundance of diversity makes us immersed in the landscape and evokes a feeling of freedom. In Freely Grown, we delve into how the impression of nature is created. We don't use photos, but paint freely. We start with watercolors and finish with colored pencils. We change our conceptions of how something should be and learn what it would look like if it had grown freely. I'm Päivi and I'm your guide in this course.